Hello, I'm Brian with Arai Helmets. I'm here to introduce to you Arai's new Pro Shade system. Basically, it's a drop-down lens for the future. Now, drop-down lenses are not new. They've been around for several years, but Arai didn't rush to production. They didn't just add it in like everyone else. It would have been easier, would have been cheaper, would have been faster. But Arai didn't want to take away from the helmet's #1 job, impact energy management. They wanted to take their time and develop a system that added multiple benefits without taking away anything from the helmet itself. A little brief history. If you know anything about drop-down lenses, most of them are sandwiched between the EPS liner and the shell. That requires a thinner EPS or a larger shell to accommodate the space. Arai doesn't believe that's a good idea. Arai wants to keep their helmets small, compact, aerodynamic, light, and quiet. So what Arai did was develop an optional drop-down lens that could be attached to any Arai model that takes the SAI shield system. It comes complete, ready to go out of the box. First, you remove your SAI shield from your helmet, take the lens, the Pro Shade, mount it to your helmet like you would any other shield, and it's ready to go. So with the Pro Shade system installed on your helmet, you can choose to run with the shade down, blocking about 80% of the ambient light coming into the helmet. But the best benefit of this system is the fact that you can ride with it in the up position. Now when you lift the shield, it has a positive lock at the top. You have to make sure it locks positively left and right. That positive lock prevents this lens from dropping suddenly under regular riding conditions or head movement. It's important to get that lock secure. With this lens up, it acts as a shade. It keeps the ambient light above you and all that glare from getting inside the helmet, but leaving your eye port field of view clear. The best thing about the shade in the up position is the fact that should you come over a rise in the morning for a sunrise or a sunset in the afternoon, or come out of a canyon turn and the sun suddenly appears in front of you, you don't have to lift your hand from the handlebar to drop your lens. You simply dip your head a little bit, blocks that sudden burst of sunlight. It's an advantage that the Arai Pro Shade gives you that no other drop-down lens gives you. And if you choose to run with the shade down, you simply pull it forward to unlock both mechanisms on either side and drop the lens down. Now the Pro Shade comes mounted on the Max V brow vent shield. The Max V brow vent shield comes with a cavity in the shield that accepts a Pinlock anti-fog lens insert. The insert comes in multiple colors: clear, light tint, yellow, and dark smoke. Because the Pro Shade comes with a tinted lens, you do not want to run any Pinlock lens other than clear. You cannot double up the lenses. If you double up lens tints, even if it's a yellow one, it could actually dramatically reduce the amount of light coming into the helmet. It could be unsafe. Don't do it. If you're running a Max V Pro Shade system, the clear Pinlock lens is the only lens you should use. And now I'll put the helmet on to show you how to operate the Pro Shade with the helmet on. First, make sure you pull the straps apart, give your ears a break. Pull those cheek pads apart, put the helmet on straight down over your head, making sure your eyes are in the eye port. Always secure your chin strap securely every time you ride. Now with the Pro Shade, you can put it down and run in the down position to block 80% of the ambient light. If you want to lift it to the peak position, lift up, push back until both sides are locked. When both sides are locked, regular airflow will not drop the shield unexpectedly. Even your head movements will not drop the shield unexpectedly. If you're riding into the sun and it suddenly bursts up over a rise, you just dip your head gently to block that ambient light. You don't have to lift your hands off the handlebar to lift the shade. If you want to drop the lens down, simply pull forward to unlock both mechanisms and drop the shade. And the brow vents have been redesigned to be a low profile system to work with the Pro Shade. It's designed to work on a double hinge. Inside lifts up halfway to let half air in. Outside lifts up, lifts the whole gate up, gets more air inside. So you want to lift the shield, full up position, push back so that both sides lock firmly. The lens won't come down. To unlock, you pull it forward, disengage the lock, so the shield will lower. And the new low profile brow vent that was designed specifically to work with Pro Shade has a dual pivot mechanism inside for a little bit of airflow, both sides for full airflow. You can operate them independently or together. To thoroughly clean or replace the Pro Shade lens with the helmet in your lap, lift the shade fully open and lock. On the side cover, there's a small lock mechanism here. Pull back with your fingernail just slightly, then slide the cover plate down and remove. Move over to the other side. Same thing. Pull the lock lever out slightly, slide the cover down, remove the cover plate, and now the lens will come off the pivot point. To reinstall, simply reverse. Put the shield over the pivot point, hold it in place, align the cover plate on the 3 dowels, slide up until locked, check the mechanism, seems to be in place securely. Move over to the other side, align the shield over the pivot plate, hold in place, align the 3 pins, hold down, slide up till it locks, making sure it's secure, making sure the lens will lock, and you're good to go.